Hey everyone, gearing up for that IGCSE Chinese exam? You're in exactly the right spot. We're about to unlock what I like to call the A-star formula for your writing paper. This is the strategy that's going to help you write with so much more confidence and skill.
So, ready to get into it? What if I told you there was a way to prep just one core essay and then use it to answer a whole bunch of different exam questions? I know, it sounds a little bit like a cheat code, right? Well, that's pretty much what it is. And that's the super smart, super efficient system we're going to build together right now.
Okay, so every great recipe starts with the best ingredients. For our A-star essay formula, our key ingredients are these high-value universal idioms. You know, the Chenyu. These are like little power-ups for your writing. They're these awesome 4-character phrases that you can sprinkle into tons of different topics to make your writing sound way more sophisticated and, you guessed it, score a lot more marks.
Let's see just how flexible these are. I mean, think about any story you tell about a weekend or a trip, describing huge crowds, boom, Ren Shan Ren Hai. Stuck in heavy traffic, you've got Che Shui Ma Long. The food was incredible, that's Mei Wei Keiko. And a beautiful, painting-like view, Feng Jing Ro Hua is your friend. Seriously, these are your go-to phrases for so many common situations.
And you know what? It's not just for describing places. These idioms are fantastic for getting into your thoughts and feelings too. Talking about how you're studying hard, you're doing it yisin yi, wholeheartedly. Or maybe you're not so focused. That's san xing yi, half-hearted. And that last one, wu guan shi sei, perfect for describing a vibrant city with all its colorful lights. They really can fit almost anywhere.
So we've got our power-up ingredients. Now what? Well, let's see how a top-scoring student actually puts them to work in a real essay. We're going to break down a model answer and see this whole formula in action, step by step.
Okay, check out this opening sentence. Right off the bat, in the very first line, boom, they use Feng Jing Ru Hua, picturesque. That is an instant signal to the examiner. It says, hey, I've got a great vocabulary. It's such a confident, high-impact way to kick things off.
And that perfect essay follows this super simple but really effective 3-part structure. This is what examiners love to see. You got your intro, who, where, when. The body, where you add all the details and feelings, and the conclusion, where you reflect. Just keep it clean, keep it logical, and you're already on the right track.
Okay, get ready, because this next part, this is the absolute heart of our A-star formula. We're talking about reusable sentence patterns that you can memorize. Seriously, think of them like templates. On exam day, you just plug in your own details. This is the key to writing fast, writing accurately, and writing well, especially when you're under pressure.
So let's start with pattern number 1, the opening. It's 上个我和一起去. You know, last I and together went to. It's so simple. You just fill in the blanks. Last weekend, my family and I went to the park. And just like that, you have a perfect opening for pretty much any story you need to tell.
Now for description, pattern 2 is amazing. Nali Bujin, Erche, Rongren. That place not only but also, which made people feel. This not only but also structure is a classic move to build a more complex, higher scoring sentence. You're combining 2 different details and then linking them to how it made you feel. It's brilliant.
Okay, this next one is a total lifesaver. You're going to use it all the time. 一到我就发现人山人海. As soon as I found it was packed with people. You can use this for a mall, a tourist spot, a concert, a festival. It's just so incredibly useful for tons of common exam topics.
All right, listen up, because here's a real pro tip. Examiners love contrast. Using 虽然但是, the although but structure, is a huge signal that you can handle more complex thoughts. Something like, although it was super crowded, everyone was really happy. See? That adds so much more depth to your writing.
Food. It comes up all the time in these exams, right? So you've got to have this pattern ready to go. Nali the shruwu, wo chi the chen. The food there was, and I ate very. You can just slot in that idiom, mei wei kuko, and say you ate very happily. Fei chang kaishin. Easy, effective, gets the job done.
Okay, let's take it a step further and add some real meaning. This pattern connects an activity to what you actually learn from it. 以后我们了解了让我. After doing this, we did that, learned about, which made me feel. This is how you show reflection. You're not just saying what you did, you're saying what you gained from it. That's a huge deal.
Here's a great one specifically for describing beautiful scenery, especially a city at night. 的灯光五光十色起了. The lights were brilliantly colored
and it was extremely. This is the perfect way to show off that 五光十色 idiom, and finishing with jila just adds that extra bit of emphasis.
You want your writing to feel more alive and natural? This pattern is your ticket. 我一边真实. I was doing this while also doing that. It was truly, it lets you describe two things happening at once, making your writing way more dynamic. I was admiring the scenery while taking photos I really didn't want to leave. It just flows so much better.
All right, we're at the conclusion now, and this is absolutely crucial if you want to get into those top mark bands. You have to show that you've reflected on the experience. This pattern is your golden key. 通过这次我明白了. Through this experience, I came to understand that. This is where you turn a simple story into a meaningful lesson.
And how do you state that lesson with real power and clarity? You use this pattern. 做任何事情都要，不能. When you do anything, you must and you cannot. It's the absolute perfect structure for dropping in those contrasting idioms we talked about, like 一心一意 and 三心二意. It makes for such a strong, memorable statement.
And finally, here is the easiest but most essential pattern you need to memorize for your conclusion. 总的来说，这件事的一天. All in all, this was truly a day. You just fill in the blank with unforgettable or happy or whatever fits. Please, just memorize this one. Use it every single time to wrap up your essay nice and clean. Okay, so you've got the patterns down. You're feeling good. But are you ready for one final power-up? This is a little trick to push your grade from just good to great. It sounds advanced, but honestly, it's incredibly simple, and it all comes down to adding one little word. Just look at this. It shows the massive difference one word can make. The basic sentence is, the food was delicious. Fine, whatever. But look at the high-scoring version. I think the food here is delicious because my mom made it. See that? By adding inway, because, you connected your opinion to a reason. That shows logical thinking, and trust me, examiners absolutely love to see that. But hang on. Before you run off and try to cram every single one of these fancy patterns and idioms into your essay, please remember the golden rule, accuracy first. It is always better to write a simple sentence that is 100% correct than to use a fancy idiom and get it wrong. If you're not sure, just keep it simple. Correctness is king. So, let's wrap this up. Here's your game plan for exam day. It really is this simple. 1. Memorize one opening pattern that you really like. 2. Memorize 3 or 4 of your favorite body patterns. 3. Lock in that one conclusion pattern. That's it. On exam day, all you have to do is plug in the details from the question, the who, what, and where. That's the formula.
And there you have it. You now have the complete A-star formula right in your hands. The only thing left is to practice until this stuff becomes second nature. So, my question to you is, what topic are you going to try these patterns on first? Maybe something about your school? A memorable trip? Just give it a shot. You can totally do this.